What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chuds BBQ. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today I'm going to show you how I made this beautiful, delicious, smoky, cheesy, spicy, amazing buffalo chicken dip. Coming up. This is a chicken. Ooh. Pat it dry. And this is just a run-of-the-mill regular chicken. Picked this up at my local grocery store. Real cheap, I think it was $7, right around 5-6 pounds. Really nothing special to it. And it is in fact a whole chicken. See if there's anything hiding in here. Nope, just a big chunk of fat. Take that out. And when it comes to making buffalo chicken dip, you can really use whatever kind of chicken you like. You know, you could just get some chicken breasts, some chicken thighs. If you wanted to make life real easy, you could just get some boneless, skinless chicken meat. Cook it however you want. And if you really don't want to do much work, you can always pick yourself up a rotisserie chicken. They're classic for this recipe. They work really well. And the meat's already cooked. And you get to eat all that crispy skin, which is just so good. So with that in mind today, we're going to be making our own rotisserie chicken, starting with this whole bird. And because we don't have to break it down or anything, there's really not all that much we have to do. But as you may notice, it is nighttime, which means you can probably guess that I'm going to dry brine this thing to make sure we get even salt penetration all the way through and some nice crispy skin. And if you've never dry brined a chicken before, it is super simple. We're basically just going to cover the entire outside with some kosher salt, pretty heavy amount. And what's going to happen is this salt is going to penetrate all the way throughout this meat, giving us some wonderful flavored chicken. If I was just about to throw this on the pit, I probably wouldn't put this much salt because then we'd end up with some really salty skin and some bland interior meat. But like I said, this is a good method. It's going to air dry it as well as season it, giving us some super flavorful chicken. Well, all you need to do is use some salt. I'm also going to go on with some granulated garlic because I love putting garlic on chicken. Really helps with that golden skin, and it also tastes really good. All sides, all the nooks and crannies, folks, you know the drill. Beautiful. And as for now, that's all we need to do. So onto a wire rack it goes. I'm going to go ahead and tuck these wing tips back just because I don't like the way they look. And into the fridge this goes, uncovered on this wire rack, just like this until tomorrow. One dry brine later. This chicken is looking good. Honestly, I'd like to let it go a little bit longer. The skin is not nearly as dry as I was hoping, but we know the salt penetrated deep into the meat. And one last thing I'm going to do before we throw this on the pit is give it a quick truss. That way it's not flopping all over the place during the old rotisserie. And to do that is pretty simple. Grab yourself a nice piece of string, good long length of it, and slide right underneath. Coming up, give it a few twists. Yoink. Beautiful. Then we're going to come underneath each one of these little drummies here, pulling everything nice and tight. Then we're going to give it a flip. We're going to come up, give it a quick little X, go under the wings, give that one more X, flip it back over, come to the top, make sure everything is nice and tight, and simply tie a knot. Maybe a double knot, just to make sure. And then if you want to make sure everything is nice and tight, you can take these two pieces, come back over, and tie it one more time around the legs here. Beautiful. And our beautiful little trussed up chicken is good to go. Now all we need to do is throw it on the old rotisserie. Beep. Sorry, little fella. Ooh. Took her like a champ. Yeah. We'll tighten this one up in a minute. Because right now, it's time to fire up the pit. You know the drill from here, folks. Just got to get this guy centered and secured. Looking good. And away we go, spinning beautifully. Keep an eye on it. I'm gonna cook this thing pretty hot and fast, I think. Upward of 300, 325, maybe 350. We'll just see how it goes. But we'll check back in a little bit. This video is brought to you by Fetch Rewards. Fetch is a free app where you can scan your receipts from pretty much anywhere that earn you reward points that you can also spend pretty much anywhere. Simply scan a physical receipt or an e-receipt and earn reward points on every purchase you make. The points you earn are basically coupon points that can then be turned into gift cards that you can redeem for hundreds of places, including Amazon, Visa, Starbucks, Walmart, the list goes on. Simply browse through the reward section on the app, choose your favorite place, and apply your points in gift card form to wherever you choose. Fetch is 100% free, easy to use, and a great way to save while shopping for the essentials or just for fun. I personally spend a lot of money on these videos at the grocery store and on Amazon, getting cooking supplies, getting food, and anything else I may need. So being able to scan my receipts and earn reward points back to the same places I shop at is just super convenient, and earning Amazon gift cards just for scanning my receipts really helps out. So if you want to start earning points for yourself, click the link in the description box of this video, and using my link, you'll get an additional 5,000 points when you scan your first receipt. Again, click the link in the description box of this video, scan the QR code on screen, or use the code Chuds BBQ when you download Fetch and start earning points. Thank you, Fetch. With everything prepped and ready to go, I'm gonna toss this cream cheese on the pit just to soften it up a little bit. Going with a little chud rub, just a little bit of chud rub for some good measure. You can add more later to the dip if needed. But again, add a little smoke and get this nice and softened. And just like that, about an hour later, this thing is coming off the pit. Pull these things out of here. Whew. And while incredibly hot, I must say, this thing is looking absolutely beautiful. Nice crispy skin, nice and juicy. And I took it pretty far. It was reading right around 180, 190 degrees, because we want to make sure that this chicken is nice and shreddable. But in rotisserie chicken fashion, I'm gonna pop this into a bowl, kind of mimic that little plastic container that most rotisserie chickens come in. I'm gonna wrap it in plastic on top. And already this plastic is starting to steam up a little bit, and that's all moisture that's staying in there instead of going up into the air, giving us a nice juicy chicken. While that chicken cools down, let's go ahead and get everything else ready. Starting out with our slightly smoky softened cream cheese, followed by our shallots, just a little pinch, as much or as little as you see fit, as well as our garlic. Both of these are optional, by the way, but I think a little extra sharpness, a little vegetal crunch in there is gonna be nice. Followed by most of our cheddar cheese, saving a little bit for the top. Same deal with the pepper jack and the blue cheese. And of course, if you don't like blue cheese, you don't have to put it in there. And finally, our Frank's Red Hot, or whatever your favorite hot sauce is. And just go ahead and get that nice and mixed up. Beautiful. Ooh, gotta love a trussed chicken, you know what I mean? Just such a nice presentation. Oh, look at that, wing comes right off. Kind of the beauty of this, the string holds all the bones. You can just whoop, pull all the meat off. Now, whether or not you want to leave the skin in this is completely up to you. Me personally, I just want to eat it as a snack right now. Oh God, that is so good. Look at that, comes off just like a regular rotisserie from the grocery store. That's what we like to call pitmaster's privilege. But other than that, we're just gonna pull all the meat off the bones, folks. You know the drill. Ooh, don't mind if I do. That was phenomenal. Get all these pesky bones out of there. And whenever you have a rotisserie chicken, folks, do yourself a favor and go right on the back here. Dig out that little oyster muscle. Oh, what a lovely treat. So tender. Love it. This thing is just falling apart. And once all your bones and cartilage and anything you don't want to put into this dip have been removed, we just got to go ahead and shred this up. You can either do this by hand or just chop it up. Whatever you see fit. I like to do it by hand though, because it's a great way to pull out any big pieces of skin like that, kind of feel around for any bones you may have missed. And the final consistency is completely up to you. If you want big chunks, leave it chunky. If you want it fully shredded, almost like a paste or something, you could go fully all the way. But this is when you do you. For me, I like it pretty fine. I'm gonna pull it and dice it, but you know, still have a couple of chunks like that. But again, you don't want anything too big that's gonna break your cracker at the end of the day. But that is looking pretty much perfect to me. And from here, it's add as much chicken as you like. I'm thinking a couple of handfuls ought to be good. Oh yeah, just get that all folded in there real nice. You know what? I'm just gonna throw it all in there because I already chopped it all up. It's already here. I'm not gonna make a chicken salad or something. And if I did, it would probably be buffalo flavored anyway. Nice and thick. Looking beautiful. At this point, you can give it a taste because everything is fully cooked in here. And adjust to your liking. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more hot sauce, mostly for tang, and a little bit of cayenne because that Frank's Red Hot is really not all that hot. But if you want a really mild buffalo dip, leave as is. If not, adjust it with some cayenne. I'm also gonna go in with a little bit more blue cheese because I'm a fan. And once everything is tasting exactly how you want it to taste, into a final vessel we go. You could totally just make this in the intended vessel, but this makes for a better presentation. A little bit cleaner, easier to stir as well. Looking beautiful. And finally, to finish this off, we're gonna top it with the rest of our cheddar cheese, just a nice little sprinkle, as well as our pepper jack. I don't like to go too heavy on top, because when it melts, it can kind of create an impenetrable barrier, which makes when you dip, the whole thing sinks in, you know what I mean. Then a little bit of blue cheese as well, because why not? Love it. And on the pit we go for just a few minutes. Got this pit pretty hot, around 325 or so. We're just gonna let that toast away for a little bit, make sure everything is nice and warm, all that cheese is nice and melted. Shouldn't take long, and then we're gonna dive into this super tasty, smoky buffalo chicken dip. When it comes to your dipping vessel of choice, you can do tortilla chips, regular chips, or whatever you want. Today we're going with some toasted baguettes. And of course, we're gonna add a little butter to them because, you know, I just put Frank's in there, but buffalo sauce is really Frank's plus butter. So I'm just gonna grease up this tray real quick and then throw these right on in them. And then we'll just kind of drizzle some over the top as well. Beautiful. Toss these on the pit, nice and close where it's nice and hot. So just let those kind of dehydrate and toast away. Ooh, that dip is looking good. And just like that, nice and bubbly, nice and toasty, off the pit she comes. Yeah. Nice and toasty. All we need to do now is let this cool down a little bit and throw on a couple extra garnishes. Starting with a nice little drizzle of some extra hot sauce, because come on, why not? Oh, beautiful. Next up, we're going on with some ranch dressing. Just for good measure, you know? Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Nice little drizz. Best drizz in the biz, folks. And to make the comment section mad who doesn't like blue cheese, we're gonna top with a little bit of that. But also, it's good measure, because if someone at your party doesn't like blue cheese, this way they know it's in it from the get-go. And last but not least, for a little bit of color, we're gonna go on with some chives. Ooh, yeah. Oh, that's so pretty. Love it. And of course, we got a little baguette chips looking beautiful. Just gonna stick those in all the way around. Nice little presentation. Give people a little head start. Boop. I mean, really, folks, what's not to like here? We got a direct heat rotisserie chicken cooked to perfection, mixed with blue cheese, cheddar cheese, pepper jack cheese, cream cheese, ranch. Oh God, I gotta dive in. Must say, folks, I'm pretty excited about this one. Buffalo chicken is definitely one of my favorite foods. Oops. Chicken wings in general, just love it. Oh God, that looks so good. Nice and steamy, hot, nice and gooey. I'm ready. I mean, what do you want me to say, folks? It's phenomenal. Nice and spicy, but mostly tangy. Got that buffalo chicken flavor. Very meaty, which is very nice. Ooh, perfect consistency, you know. It can be scooped, but it's not gonna fall off, not runny at all. It just hits you with that immediate buffalo chicken wing sensation, you know? With the blue cheese and the hot sauce, and it's kind of buttery from all the cream cheese. You even got a little ranch on there. I mean, cheddar cheese, pepper jack cheese. Everything is good in this. It's not going to be bad, no matter how you do it. That cheese layer on top is so good. Oh yeah, let's go around the outside here. Get where it's a little crispy. I mean, what is not to like about that, folks? I mean, come on. I could eat an alarming amount of this. The baguette chips are a perfect vessel too, because they're strong enough to scoop and dig, but they're still light and crispy and buttery. Brooke.
Yes.
Would you like some buffalo chicken dip?
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever had buffalo chicken dip.
What?
I know. This would be perfect for the Superb L.
That has nothing to do with the timing of this specific video.
Oh.
There's a whole chicken in that dip.
Oh my God. You nailed it, babe. This is delicious.
How's the spice level?
My kind of spice level, for sure. It's spicy enough, it doesn't ruin it, though. But you're still getting a kick. Which is my favorite.
It's that perfect, I need another beer kind of kick.
All right, I'm trying not to eat too much. We're about to go to the movies.
They serve food in movies here in Texas. I might bring some of this with me. Put it in your purse.
Hot.
Gotta say, folks, this is absolutely fantastic. You know, you get a little bit of that direct heat flavor from the mini Chud box, as well as a little bit of that post-oak smoke from the offset, but none of that's overpowering. The dip really does speak for itself, and this is probably the best buffalo chicken dip I've ever had. But without further ado, it is time for the official taste test. Ow! God, you actually got me that time. I mean, all right, y'all, and that is it. That is how to make an absolutely fantastic smoked buffalo chicken dip. I highly recommend giving this recipe a try. It really is super tasty. Comes together pretty quick. And again, it's super adjustable to your level of blue cheese or cheddar cheese or spiciness or however you want. Super easy to customize and please the whole family or the whole football game. But that being said, if you enjoyed this video, let me know by hitting that subscribe button. Let YouTube know by dropping a like on this video. If you give this recipe a try for yourself, be sure to tag me on Instagram at Chuds BBQ. I'd love to see what y'all are cooking. Big shout out to all the Patreon members. Thank you for supporting Team Chud and allowing me to keep making all these videos. And until the next time I see you, please go cook something outside. Peace!